the beginning of live streams go. But anyway, I've had quite a morning. My car wouldn't start, and I didn't know what it was. So after recording the odd sound it was making, I posted it to Facebook, and I was like, does anybody know what on earth that sound means, and where can I get it fixed ASAP before I lose my mind? Because the thought of being immobile here drives me a little bit crazy. Anyway, everyone suggested that it was probably my battery, which I thought was weird because my music was still playing, but I don't know shit about cars. So it turns out that my battery was still strong enough to um, play my radio, but not to start my car. So then my future brother-in-law, who thankfully lives about half a mile away, offered to take the battery out and then give it to me so I could take it to Walmart and do the core exchange thing or whatever the fuck. And anyway, he put it in for me. So the good news, if there is such a thing, besides the fact that it was only my battery, and so that was only like $149 instead of a lot more plus labor on a weekend, is that I was on my way to my niece's baseball game, and this is going to sound really mean, but I really fucking hate baseball, and the only thing I hate more than baseball is like watching children play sports. I did not want to go to this thing, and so my dead battery got me out of that particular obligation, and now I feel bad for saying that out loud. But I mean, what can I say? I'll go tomorrow. There's another game tomorrow. So today, what I've done, hi Elliot, is after I went to Walmart, which by the way, it was my first time in Walmart in Minnesota since I got here in mid-May. Like I go to Walmart in Virginia because that's like the closest thing, and the Targets there kind of suck. But Minnesota is like where Target was born and raised, and so the Targets here are much better. And anyway, so I don't even know where the nearest Walmart is. I mean, I do now because I went there today, but I don't even know where the nearest Walmart is. There is not a single Walmart in the city limits of Minneapolis, for one thing. I'm not in Minneapolis. I'm in New Brighton. I'm in a suburb. But my mom thankfully looked it up. She had no idea how to even get there because nobody here goes to fucking Walmart. And anyway, so yeah, I went to Walmart, got the battery, and it was really funny because I forgot how heavy car batteries are. And I could lift it fine, right? But the thing about them is that, um, well, okay, so at Walmart, and this is the other reason why I hate Walmart, everything is locked up. So, I go in there and I found the battery I needed, but there's like a cage, you know, with like, and there's security tags on all the batteries, and then they're all like locked in place on the shelf. So I pushed the little like call employee button or whatever. I ended up needing to push that thing 5 times before I just left the aisle and went to track down a Walmart employee on my own who was like, oh no, I need to get the key. I was like, Jesus Christ. And so anyway, he got the key, and I was like, can you also please tell me how much it is? Because for some reason there's no price on the batteries. And anyway, I'm pleased to find that car battery prices, at least for this little Corolla, um, aren't that bad. Like it was like $149, which is kind of what I expected or what I was hoping for. I kind of expected it to have gone up more than that, but it didn't. Um, but also what I noticed, because I didn't think it was my battery, like I said, I thought it was something else because my radio was still working, and I didn't realize that I still had enough, juice to make my radio work, but not start my car. And anyway, I looked at the date on the thing and it was like 12/18. So like 2018, my car battery has lasted me 8 years now, which is wild. I bought the car in 2019. So I mean, I guess it's lasted me 7 years. But anyway, 8 years is pretty damn good for a freaking car battery. But my car itself has 225,000 miles. So I feel like this car is just good at making things last, which is cool. And whenever this car um, decides to leave me, I absolutely just want another one. I want like an identical 2006 Toyota Corolla. I don't even care if I don't have Bluetooth or a backup camera. Like this car has been so great. I just want to keep it forever or just get an identical one. But anyway, God, seriously, 2019 was 2 years ago in my mind. I know exactly what you mean. It's crazy to me that it's been 7 entire years since then. I got married in 2019. And I got this car like 3 weeks before I got married. So I can always remember when I got the car for that reason. But yeah, it's wild to me. I don't understand what happened to so many of the years. Like it's the fact that 2015 was 10 years ago is also wild to me. I just can't wrap my head around this. Um, yeah, I promised getting stoned in my car, and I've done a bad job of that, so don't mind me. Although I'm going to be really dumb in a minute once this all sets in. But anyway, so yeah, after my little car adventure, I took the car back, or my mom, she drove me to Walmart. We went back to my sister's house. My future brother-in-law swapped out the battery for me. And then I went to a coffee shop in Minneapolis, and I just posted a picture from there. But yeah, I just needed to like chill out because I was really pissed. Like, not only was I terrified I was going to be like with a broken car. Like I said, this thing has 225,000 miles, but the last thing I want is to be stranded out here, especially since I need to go to Rochester, which is like an hour and a half away. Um, like, every couple weeks or whatever. So anyway, I'm very glad it was just the battery. Anyway, yeah, so I went to a coffee shop. And it's hot as crap out here right now. And I feel a little bit wimpy saying that because I've only been back in Minnesota for like um, almost 2 months. And Virginia is so chilly, like in terms of humidity and everything else. But it's like really hot out here. And that baseball game I was supposed to go to, um, which I'll go to my niece's tomorrow. She's got another one tomorrow. But my mom texted me. She's like, "You have sunscreen, right?" Because she went to the earlier game that I skipped because there were two today naturally. And I said, "Yes, I do. Are you telling me that this is like unshaded and miserable?" And she said, "Yes." So, anyway, I'm glad I didn't have to go to that. I don't really know what to do with the rest of my Saturday, to be honest. So that's why I'm here talking to you guys, uh, getting stoned in my car. My mom's like 55 plus community parking lot. Anyway, yeah, it's like a feels like temp of like 97 or something today, which is kind of wild, at least for this area. But there's always like a week or so in the summer where that happens. Um, but yeah, I don't know. For a minute, I thought, teach yourself con- contrapuntal. What? Contrapt contrapuntal? What? Ian, what is that word? These vertically shot car broadcasts are so prol coded. Prol coded. I mean, you can't really do a horizontal live stream here, can you? Like, does that actually work? I don't. But also, like, this is my you know phone holder or whatever. Oh, counterpoint piano. Okay, well, I don't have a piano here. And I do not. It is my mom's apartment, unfortunately. So there's no piano. But anyway, I can be a prol, whatever. I'm not offended. I'm still gonna smoke weed too. So stoned prol in an apartment parking lot. That's my brand. Anyway, the Midwest has some beautiful views. Wait, are you being sarcastic because you saw the trees? Or it actually is really nice here. Yeah, I was gonna go camping again, and then I realized I just got back from camping on Wednesday. And also it's like 90 some degrees outside, and that doesn't sound like any fun at all. My tent does not have much airflow. But anyway, yeah. So I have to go. Aw, thanks, Ellie. It was nice to see you too. Thanks for hanging out. Here, we is stoned immaculate. Oh, is that a Jim Morrison lyric? Yes. It's a little early in the day for me to get stoned. Oh, it's nice from what I've seen from pictures of you. And oh, yeah. See, Carrie is like so close to me. I got to get together with her again. She lives really close. But yeah, I did watch her poop talk. I don't know if anybody who also follows Carrie on remembers that from like a couple months ago or so. Um, but yeah, she like gave this lecture. It was really funny at this bar about how to properly poop. And so I went to go see it. It was fun. Uh, that's exactly how he said it too. How he said what? See, I'm stoned. I saw the picture of the president. Oh yeah, that's right. Um, yeah, but no, it is super pretty actually, and it is massively overlooked. The Midwest corporology, but yeah, it's kind of overlooked, but I don't really mind because it keeps things fairly pristine. You know what I mean? Maybe not maybe pristine is the wrong word, but people are like I feel like where I technically live, in Virginia, like there's a lot of places nearby where you can go, um, to enjoy nature or whatever. It's like, halfway between the mountains. Well, I'm closer to the mountains, I guess, than the coast. But, there's plenty of pretty places. You're shorting yourself by not starting a podcast with Carrie. You're right. We totally should. We've done one live stream together, but that's it. Yeah, we should. We totally should. I mean, especially since I'm staying in Minnesota for at least the next few months, a couple months, or who knows, here until I go back. But yeah, we totally should. You're right, Ian. Maybe I'll message her and tell her that. Um, yeah, see, like I said, I'm dumb now. I don't even remember what I was talking about. The Midwest is pretty. I like Minnesota, except in the winter. Um, that's when it sucks. But even then, I've been in Virginia so long that, I kind of miss the super dry cold. Like Virginia is even humid in the winter in the sense that like you always feel slightly damp no matter what season it is, and it makes it like feel bizarrely colder, but it's not really. But then in Minnesota in the winter, you breathe through your nostrils and then they stick together, like it's kind of funny. And I miss that, to be honest. Like there's this like phenomenon, I swear to God, and no one agrees with me. Everyone looks at me like I'm insane. But when it's a certain amount of dry cold outside, the air smells like ham, and it's just like straight up ham, and people are like, "Oh, that's just because it's like a smoky scent from." um Okay, bye, Ian. But it's like a smoky, like people think I'm like smelling smoke from a smokestack somewhere or whatever, but I'm not. It's not a smokestack. It happens like in every random place that I could possibly be. When it's a super dry cold outside, the air just smells like ham. I don't know. Maybe I am crazy. Maybe I have completely dysfunctional nostrils, or maybe I'm gonna have a stroke or something for the last 20 years. But I swear to God, it smells like ham outside. And it never smells like ham outside in Virginia. So I'm just wondering, I mean, maybe I'm not the only one who thinks dry cold smells like ham, but it does. Anyway, I kind of miss that ham smell sometimes because I thought it was normal until everyone was like, "What the hell are you talking about, April?" But ham, I'm telling you, like next time you're in the dry cold in several months or whatever in Virginia, no, I'm talking about in Minnesota right now because I never smell the ham smell in Virginia, and I think it's because it doesn't get dry enough. Like the winters are still kind of humid there, so it's like you never really have the opportunity to smell that because I feel like it only comes with the really dry cold, and you get that a lot in Minnesota, the super dry cold that makes your nostrils stick together and all that. Uh, but yeah, it's um, ham outside smells like ham in the winter on certain days. It's extra extra cold, extra dry. If you live in the north or anywhere where there's a dry cold, like you got to tell me. as if you'll remember in a few months when it actually is those things. But try to remember. I don't know. Uh, so what else? What's in the discourse right now? No, that one guy, Grant. I always want to call him like Grant Planter, but Platner, whatever. I haven't been paying any attention whatsoever, so I'm not going to talk about that. Um, oh yeah, there's the whole thing about like how women are allegedly not attracted to men, but I talked about that in my last live stream. But I am finally reading Phoebe's book, Phoebe Maltz-Bowie's, The Last Straight Woman, which I think either like helped spark this whole discussion or was just like conveniently timed with it or whatever. But anyway, so far it's pretty great. I'm enjoying it. I'm like, I don't know, 30% or 40% of the way through. But yeah, I think that really what it is, that's something I'm trying to write about right now. I've got a draft with like it's like a mix of topics. It's like half about this whole idea that straight women aren't actually attracted to men, and also about like how we've been sort of lied to about that as well, because I started remembering a couple experiences where like my very first boyfriend ever when I was a teenager, I wasn't at all attracted to him. I mean, I thought he wasn't like hideous or anything, but he wasn't someone that I initially had a crush on. He just kind of like he was really funny and he was really smart and we got along really well, and I was just like I really should like him, right? But anyway, eventually he like wore me down and we dated for like 10 months or so. And that was like my first boyfriend, but I think that it set me up for thinking that like you're not really supposed to be like excited like that, because people are just like, oh, sense of humor is so good. And plus other girls, like I wasn't his first girlfriend. He had a couple of like popular hot girlfriends before me, and so I was like, well, maybe I am missing something. But anyway, yeah, so I think that there's something to explore in my next essay about how how I also fell for that whole idea that like it doesn't matter if the guy if you think that if you're like actively attracted to the guy, like you will become attracted if he's just funny enough or whatever. And it's not to say that like humor and personality and all that don't factor in, because they certainly do. But you still have to be attracted to the guy, right? It doesn't just not matter. And attraction is so subjective anyway, who, like I said, like he had a couple of exes that were like popular and attractive. And so it's not like, I don't know, people like different people. But then I realized that I had a similar experience when I was like 22 or so. And I was hanging out with this guy who liked me, and I liked him too in the same kind of way. Like we got along really well. He had a great personality. He was funny. Like his taste in TV shows and music and all that was awesome. And we would stay up like all night talking. I thought he was really cool. But and I even thought he was like pretty handsome too, like objectively speaking. But I just wasn't attracted to him. And this whole like finds attractive and attracted to, there's like a difference between the two that I wonder if more women experience that than men, or understand it more intuitively than men. Because I had this conversation with a male friend a few weeks ago where I was talking about we were talking about this whole thing, like with Phoebe's book, the whole topic of that, and this, entire discussion about whether women are actually attracted to men, straight women, that is. Uh, and I had mentioned just kind of offhandedly, like about, the difference between saying that you find someone attractive and saying that you are attracted to someone. And he was kind of confused. Like, what do you mean? There's like literally no difference to me. And I was kind of surprised, and he was kind of surprised. Like we both had this idea that like, the other person experienced this in the same way. And so, not to completely universalize this one experience between like a male and female talking about it, but I do wonder if that is one of the differences in the ways in which men and women are attracted to each other. Because Yeah, it's interesting to me. But I mean, I guess the way that I would explain it and the way that I tried to explain it to him was like seafood. For example, like if you just like Google seafood platter or like something like that, I don't know, crawfish boil, whatever. I love the pictures of that, like with the potatoes and the corn and the crab legs and like even a little shrimp with their shells on and um all that looks so fucking good, but I hate seafood. I absolutely hate it. I wouldn't want to eat any of it, and I've tried it before. Especially like shrimp scampi. I used to serve that at a restaurant where I used to work, and it looked so good and it smelled so good that finally I was like, "There's no way that I cannot like this." So I ordered it because we got like a 50% discount, and I took one bite of one little shrimp and about barfed, and I gave it to my coworker, and was like, "How can this be? It looks so good." It just doesn't fit, like it looked delicious, and anyway, no, I thought it was completely revolting. I still can't stand shrimp. But anyway, it still looks good to me. Like when I look at a picture of shrimp scampi, it still looks delicious. And I wish that I liked it, but I just don't. I know I don't. But I can still say like trying it didn't make me look at it and think, okay, I don't think this looks good anymore. Like I still think it looks good. I just know I don't want to eat it. And so like the difference isn't necessarily just like saying that you can aesthetically appreciate someone, like it's easy for me as a straight woman to say that woman is beautiful or, things like that, even though I'm not attracted to women, right? And so, I mean, that's easy enough to understand. And I think, men who are not afraid to can easily say the same thing about other men, like, oh, yes, I can tell that dude is attractive and still not want to, not turn gay about it. It's pretty easy to just like objectively, you know, decide whether or not you think someone is good looking. But yeah, I don't know. It's different than that though, Like, so back to the story about, when I was like 22, hanging out with that guy who was super awesome, who I did say I thought was like objectively handsome. Like he had super pretty eyes with like obnoxiously long eyelashes. I say obnoxiously just because I was jealous of them. And he also had this really cool hairdo. Like I love cool hairdos. And like his was like he had naturally blonde hair and he like put it in this like twisty, I don't know, thing. It looked like a Dairy Queen, I don't know, not like that extreme, but it was cool. He was just really handsome. Uh, but yeah, he just wasn't my type. Like he just wasn't doing it for me. And I I don't know, we like dated casually for like a month and he was, just kind of like, well, I mean, like you should make a decision um about whether or not you want to date me. And I tried. I really did, but it lasted like a day like after that. And I was like, I can't. Like, I don't know. And I'm glad that I learned my lesson from back when I was 15 or so. See, the weed made me like take 20 minutes to tell one story. Uh, but hey, you signed up for this. It's in the title. Anyway, yeah, that's just, you just shouldn't date people you're not attracted to, is the moral of the story. And so, like, women get burned by this shit too. Cause, like, if you believe kind of stuff, that message, like so many men apparently do, you end up wasting everybody's time when you date someone that you're just not that into. So, I mean, not that into, but not that into like physically, aesthetically, whatever. Yeah. Anyway, so that's what I'm going to be writing about next, even though I just gave the whole story away or whatever. But I'll still publish it. Um, all right. Well, I think I'm done smoking weed now, so maybe I should be done with this live stream. But yeah, I don't know. Is there anything else I should talk about? It's 3 o'clock here. I don't know what I'm doing today, if anything. I might just write this blog post I was just talking about. Or sure don't want to go outside. It's fucking hot out there. So yeah, I think I'll just go inside and maybe write this blog post. If it doesn't make any sense when I publish it today or tomorrow, you know exactly why. So thank you for watching everyone and I will talk to you soon.